And then
Yep.
this one, betrayed. Marvel just betrayed all of us.
The problem that I'm having with this show is, and it's I talk about this all the time, and the problem that I'm having with the MCU right now is
Play it cool, bro. Play it cool. But you can't. You can't.
No.
So I want to change pages for a moment.
hello, all of you wonderful people out there in podcast land. Welcome to another episode of Black and White Reviews. My name is Will. You all right?
Here we go.
Here we go.
My name is Chuck.
And today we're about to talk about Secret
The most
Invasion.
boring TV show ever.
Secret Invasion Episode 3, titled Betrayed. Betrayal.
Yes, we were. Yes, we've been betrayed.
So the point of this discussion for me is going to try to figure out why this villain is so stupid and he just keeps letting people live, because it doesn't make any sense. There's a lot about this show that's not making a whole lot of sense to me.
Oh my gosh. This TV show is ridiculous.
It is insanely boring. All right. Even if this was like a political drama, it's still boring. It's so stupid. It's like the motivations of all of these characters are absolutely ridiculous. And the thing that I'm going to start with is this what's his name? Gravik? Is the Skrull, the General Skrull, who he has Talos, should have killed him.
Yep.
Absolutely should have killed him in this restaurant. There's no bones about that at all. Lets him go.
Yep.
Why does he let him go? I don't understand. I do not understand at all. And then later in the episode, he's showing his fancy machine to the world leaders, and they're clearly not on board. Just why kill them? It doesn't make any sense. And then Talos' daughter, Gaia, walks right into a trap that was clear as day.
Uh-huh. And then, hold on. And then, when she's doing 80 miles an hour down this back road before she gets shot, you see, she doesn't, when she's on that bike and she falls over, she's going fast. There's no sliding.
No.
She stops and just topples over. Like,
None.
she
None.
just stands up.
None at all.
So you read my notes. What was the last thing on my notes that you read?
The last thing that you have written down here is still hate this show. I don't understand what is happening here. So we talked a lot before about, well, in the last episode that was released, we did Titans, and we talked a lot about how certain seasons of television show, certain seasons or certain shows would benefit a lot more from more episodes. Flesh everything out a little bit, right? This has 6 episodes.
Thank God.
This has 6 episodes.
It's
And
3 more
in
than
the-
it should.
And in these 3 episodes, the character Nick Fury has done nothing. He has been sitting down a lot.
The whole time. Yep.
Almost the
So-
whole time.
So here's what I gather. The titles of these episodes are telling us everything we need to know. Resurrection. We're going to resurrect Nick Fury. Promises.
Sure.
We're going to give you all of these promises. And then
Yep.
this one, betrayed. Marvel just betrayed all of us. And here is the biggest
Great.
betrayal of the whole thing that Marvel did to us. Is this? I thought that they nerfed Nick Fury in the first episode of this, which they did. But they completely nerfed his entire existence out of the entirety of the MCU in one conversation in the middle. When he's driving to Bob's house with Talos, and Talos is like, oh, you were just a desk jockey, basically, in 1995. And if it wasn't for us behind the scenes in the shadows, feeding you information, you wouldn't be the Nick Fury that people know you are today. Which means that for the last 30 years, Nick Fury is a joke.
It's a joke. A giant joke.
He didn't do anything.
I 100%
Talos
agree
did it
with
all.
you. I 100% agree with you. Yes. Talos and his friends gave Nick Fury his career, which, I mean, okay, so if you still want to say, well, Nick Fury brought the Avengers together, now I'm asking, did he?
Right.
How do we know? How do we know it wasn't a Skrull that was scouting these people out long beforehand? Oh, by the way, Nick, yeah, Cap, he's going to be here at this time in this place. You know, you might want to go pay him a visit. Because that's in my mind now.
Yep.
All of that is in my mind now.
Yep.
And it shouldn't be. Because he's Nick Fury.
Not anymore.
It blows my mind what they did to this character. And then, but even before that a little bit, when they're in the diner, and it's like, no, you need to beg me. You need to beg me for my help. I'm sorry, and I'm nothing without you. Nick Fury, and he does it. Unreal.
Because Nick Fury has been nerfed.
Unbelievable.
Disney is doing to Nick Fury what they did exactly to Boba Fett.
I agree. This is something totally different. It's really sad that the most entertaining part about this episode is their conversation about people picking up dog poop.
Well, here's the thing: is Lee and I had a quick conversation about this because I didn't even know about it. But the Super Skrulls were actually derived from the powers of the Fantastic Four, and in here. Okay. They're derived from Groot and all these other characters that we've been introduced to. So they've nerfed the Fantastic Four now as well, too.
You're making me so mad. So, okay. I didn't know this. So, okay.
So not only did they nerf Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange, they completely nerfed the entirety of the Fantastic Four in this episode. Oh, and they nerfed them in WandaVision as well too. So this is three times that they've made them a joke.
I'm gonna go ahead and wildly speculate what you guys talk. Well, I'm assuming that this machine that Gravik has, or what you're saying is this machine should have been built by Mr. Fantastic. Scott. Oh well. What is his name?
I would say a one Doctor Doom should have built this.
Yes.
And
hold on.
Because when you see his hand get stabbed by Talos, and he drags his hand through the knife, and then it heals. He goes, "This is the soup. We are Super Skrulls. This is what he's going for." He says the line "Super Skrulls" in this because he is actually taking the powers from all these other people, and he's becoming a Sentinel from X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Yes,
that's what they are becoming.
So,
but they're nerfing so many characters because of it.
Here's what I will say. In either way, this is going to really piss me off. There's still that inkling of hope because we have that shadowy figure that was up just looking down in the first episode. Like he was behind the windows and all you saw was his shadow when he was looking down.
I have no hope. I have zero hope.
I mean,
it's going to be a no name.
Okay, so in this case, I think I would want it to be a no name. I do not want this show to be the introduction of Doom. Or Reed Richards.
Well, we already had the introduction of Reed Richards.
No. A real introduction. A real introduction in this universe, not one that Wanda went to go visit. No. I mean, like a real introduction. They are now here. They are part of the MCU moving forward. I don't think I want that to be the case, because this whole plan of Gav is so stupid. His plan for world domination is so stupid.
Turn the humans on themselves. We'll watch them break their own backs. Really? That was a line in this episode. And I went, so we were talking offline. I fell asleep 4 times trying to make it through this episode. I have fallen asleep minimum 2 or 3 times every week trying to make it through just one sitting of this TV show, and I can't because it is that boring. There's nothing. Okay, there was the conversation between Nick Fury and his supposed wife. So the first time you left was the second time when you voluntarily left. Yada yada yada. Does he even know that she's a Skrull? And then
I think that was established when they were in the diner. So when you do that flashback to 95 and he's looking, he says something about her new skin or her new face or something along those lines. So I do think he knows.
And then they also show a time where he actually puts on the wedding band. In a previously seen, no, we've never previously seen this before.
Yeah, we did. That was in last week's episode. Yeah, when you went home for like the first time in years, and she's like, "Are you forgetting something?" And then he turns back around and goes and he puts on his wedding ring.
Oh, I must have missed that.
That I remember. Yes, so okay. that did happen. That did happen.
Probably one of those times I fell asleep.
I still think it's stupid that you're having Nick married to a Skrull. And she's clearly, like, doing something shady.
Is she working for Gravik?
Obviously. I mean, the episode ends with her getting the gun, and she's on the phone with her handler, and I want to speak to Gravik. Oh, no, you're talking to me now. All that happened. And it's Nick Fury.
Not anymore. Because we have been betrayed. We have truly been betrayed.
It is wild. So, I don't understand. So, the whole premise of the episode is they're going to try an attack with a missile at a UN plane, from a sub to a UN plane. And they're sending in Skrulls disguised as soldiers on this sub. Mm-hmm. And that's the plan.
Yep.
and that's the plan, and nothing is expected to go wrong, and it was a stupid plan because the whole thing was just designed to out Gaia as a traitor. Yeah. I feel like there would have been an easier way to do this.
Yeah.
This villain I don't understand this villain. This villain kills Gaia, won't kill Talos. Why? Why won't you just kill him? He's clearly a threat. He put a knife through your hand and then put you in a chokehold. And all of his subordinates just get up and they're all Skrulls in this restaurant. And they do nothing. They let him walk away.
Well, that's what he's famous for, is letting people walk away.
Why?
I don't know. Why Talos killing... So, they kill this guy Bob, right?
Yeah.
This is dumb. This is so dumb. This is. So they kill this guy Bob, who has the codes to this nuclear sub, right? And we can't kill him. We can't kill him because he's the only one who has the codes. He's not.
He makes an offhanded comment. Well, not an offhand, but he just mentions his daughter, and bang, he just shoots him.
And, by the way, he's not the only one because, that's right, it's not really him. So let's get the real him, search his memories, bing, bang, boom, we got it. We should have just done this, 5 minutes ago.
So they Minority Report this. It's
100%.
Straight out of Minority Report.
100%. Let's just rewind back in his memory and do a little whatever.
That's a real interesting thing that this machine can do. I don't know.
Well, these are the machines that they're all hooked up to.
Yes. Yeah.
So she goes back to the original Bob. And Bob? Why Bob? Why? We got Talos, we got Gravik, we got Fury, and then we got Bob. Like, What? Like, imagine being on the writing room floor and being like, what do we call this guy? We got
Bob.
Fury, we got Gravik, we got Talos, we got Captain America, we have Thor, we have all these other great, we got the Winter Soldier, like all these cool names. What do we call this guy? Perfect, let's go with it. Like on top of the storyline, they just dropped the ball everywhere, everywhere. And his password is the name of his son,
Yeah.
Zachary.
Zachary.
Why? Why?
So there's another thing.
Why?
So okay. Here's another thing that I have and how dumb these scrolls are right now. You're on the sub. You're getting ready to turn the key and push the button to launch a missile at a UN plane. And the command comes over the radio, abort, okay? The guy lunges to try to turn the key anyways.
Yep.
He's
Dead
immediately
giveaway.
subdued and taken away.
Yeah. Play it cool, bro. Play it cool. But you can't. You can't.
No, he must try to do this. So now before, when the scrolls had, the element of surprise because they were hidden, now one of them is captured, handcuffs.
Right.
They're probably going to grill him. I'm assuming there's going to be some form of torture involved. You better hope this guy can keep his mouth shut. Otherwise, the fact that there's a million of you on the planet is now in jeopardy, and your whole cause is in jeopardy, and now it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Well,
like you just said, play it cool. Something happened. It didn't go as planned. And again, it's even more dumb because the whole thing wasn't like, it's not like even Gravik thought that this was actually going to happen. He was just using this as a ploy to out Gaia. So in your attempt to out her as a spy, you set up this whatever of a mission for three of your guys to go. It fails. One of them is captured.
Why?
What?
Here's the thing. Gravik could have made up a fake location.
Oh yeah.
With a fake thing.
Oh yeah.
This whole uncovering of the traitor could have taken 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drop a line. They're going to be here. He leaves the car. And then he goes there and someone shows up. And it's you. It was a joke. It was a trick all along. But no, the entire episode is based around
a trick. That got one of your guys put in cuffs. So now it's like, this is a problem that you now have to solve. There's a very easy way to do this. There's a very easy way.
And they have 3 episodes left.
Yeah, thank God. You take your inner circle, your most trusted, you take your inner circle, and you tell them all something different. And whichever one comes back to you, that's the spy.
Yep.
It's that easy. It is literally that simple.
It's been done 100 times before.
It's tropey, but it's tropey because it works.
It should have lasted 5 minutes, not half an hour.
Not at all.
This should not have been the plot of this episode.
No. This shouldn't have been anything. Okay, if you want to do a whole storyline revolving around the Skrulls turning into the Super Squad, Super Skrulls or whatever, I'm all fine with that. Good. Bring on, new villains and whatever. The problem that I'm having with this show is, and I talk about this all the time, and the problem that I'm having with the MCU right now is there is no villain that I can look at and say, this is an issue. This Gravik character is so non-issue. I can tell you right now, the way that this character, the way that this cause, this plot for world domination is going to end, is somebody's going to kill him. And it's most likely going to be Talos because he killed his daughter. So I already see that at the end of the tunnel.
See,
It doesn't.
this TV show should have been called Talos.
It's more Talos than it is Fury. Yes.
I actually what's his name who plays Talos? He's the best part of this whole TV show right now. I enjoy his acting in this TV show. But he's the only one I like so far. He is the only one I like. Here's the thing. You're talking about villains. They've introduced Kang the Conqueror a few times.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be this huge, giant, big bad.
Yep.
Like, worse than Thanos. Yeah. Oh.
Yet. How many versions of him have we seen die? 2?
All of them.
3?
Yeah. And one of them by not Ant-Man, but Scott Lang kills him. Scott Lang, who has no ability in and of himself.
Nothing right now.
Takes out Kang the Conqueror. Takes out Kang the Conqueror. What? What is the MCU doing? Disney Plus. And I go into this is if you haven't seen it yet, go out and see Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. It's on another level. Sony is doing it right. Sony is doing it right.
Good for them.
They took the whole multiverse thing and they knocked it out. I mean, this movie stops in the middle of the plot and it goes to be continued and it comes out next year. It is fantastic. But because they filmed both, it took 5 years to produce both movies at once. So the third movie is already finished. But when you leave that, you're vibrating on the inside. You're like riveting. You're ecstatic. You're excited. Your blood is, it's just coursing through your veins, and you're like, I want more. With this, I go, I want more. Sleep, because I'm that bored.
I couldn't have said that better myself. You're absolutely right. What is the deal? And I'm reading Lee's notes. What is the deal with this Sonya character? So she finds the camera that Fury put in the owl's eyeball, and she really doesn't seem to have a really big problem with that. She helps him find out, the submarine and the whole thing with the missile. Like she helps him. You were spying on me. And in return for you spying on me, I will help you. And I'll even put a cute little eye patch on my porcelain owl.
Now named Nicholas Fury.
Nicholas Fury. The owl. She doesn't care. She doesn't care that he was spying. Okay.
You know why? Just because Samuel L. Jackson in this TV show doesn't care. She doesn't care. I want to check something out real quick. I am so curious right now.
While you're checking that out, the other thing that I will say is, what an absolute waste of Emilia Clarke, the woman who plays Gaia. What a waste. I know a lot of people probably didn't like her on Game of Thrones. And I know even more people probably didn't like her in Terminator Dark Fate, but she's a fantastic actress. And for her to have 3 episodes and she basically becomes a spy, we don't know why she decided to start spying. We don't know why she decided to turncoat. We really, it's, whatever, her father, I guess, but she really didn't seem to care and she wasn't ready to give up, whatever. There's a lot of unanswered questions behind a lot of her motivations on this show, and then she just dies.
And before she dies, and she's on her motorcycle, and she's riding in, and then just topples over. Then she stands up, and he's like, turn around. Why? He's the villain.
Yes.
Why are you saying turn? She's like, no, you're gonna look me in the face, and then he shoots her. So I looked this up on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics give it a 61 and the audience gives it a 72.
That's I don't understand. I don't understand what show they're watching.
So someone writes, Secret Invasion is is a different vibe than the previous Marvel outings. For those with short attention spans, this series may not be for some since it requires patience to see where this Marvel series is headed.
What patience?
well,
What do you mean
well,
what
we
patience where it's headed? What are you talking about where it's headed?
because no one knows where it's headed.
It's
So
exactly.
we have to wait patiently until we see what's coming.
Okay. Okay. Not patient enough to see what's coming. It's a failed attempt at world domination. There's no way that I don't believe I don't know. I don't know. What would be even worse is if this Gavik character was actually successful in what he was trying to do and he brings on World War III. Like that would be I wouldn't believe my eyes if that actually happened. I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost for
So
words.
if I go into this, episode 1 got a 55%.
Okay.
Episode 2, let me see here. Episode 2, Promises. Doesn't want to pull up because no one cares. Betrayed doesn't want to pull up. Betrayed got a 43.
Okay. Yeah. That makes some that
Um,
okay, so those numbers make a lot more sense. I don't see
Promises got a 56.
I don't see the appeal of anything that's happening on this show. I don't
That's
understand.
okay. You don't see the appeal of nothing happening on the show because there's nothing happening on the show.
Well, no, I'm not going to be that unfair. There are things happening. I just don't care what's happening. The title of the show is Nick Fury. And so far, we've seen Nick Fury
No, the
sit
title of
down,
the show is called Secret
sit
Invasion.
down, drink, get fired, and he sat down again.
Right.
And
Well, the title of the show is Secret Invasion,
Yes,
but
it's real
it's Secret
secret.
Invasion, not Nick Fury. But it's real dumb. And I'm gonna quote my very last note. I still hate this show. This is worse than Boba Fett.
Okay. If we come to find out, okay, so there is this one scene where he's at home and he gets into the back and forth with his Skrull wife about how he's disappeared a couple of times and now he's back, and she gets a phone call, and then the last like shot of that, she hangs up the phone, puts it on the counter, and the final thing is him staring at the phone. If he doesn't pick up this phone and immediately start going through it to find out what the deal is,
He's an idiot.
he's an absolute moron. He's an absolute moron. I don't know what's going to happen there because I don't know.
Hasn't he been saying for I don't know how many episodes and TV and movies, I'm Nick Fury. I'm Nick Fury.
Yes.
No, well, according to Talos, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're Talos.
No, you're not. Yeah, absolutely.
This, this ruins everything from Avengers on that has Nick Fury in it.
I don't think I've ever said this before on air to you. I've said it to Lee in when we've had private conversations about things. It speaks volumes to the Infinity Saga that my only one gripe with that entire thing, with all of those movies, my only one gripe is that one scene in is it the Avengers or is it Age of Ultron? Whichever movie it was, where they're all taking turns to try to pick up Thor's hammer.
Yes, and then Cap does it a little bit.
Does it a little. Vision does it. I think that's the only thing out of that all of those movies that I have a problem with is that Vision picked up that hammer. I think that moment should have been saved for Endgame when Cap actually does it and he fights with it. That's my only problem. Ever since Endgame, now I can't tell you how many issues that I've had that are worse. The fact that this show is on right now, and like you've said a few times so far, is completely nerfing the character of Nick Fury, and now we come to find out his entire career is because he had Skrull spies in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's
How many people on
is-
that? How many people on that? The air space, the air in Avengers, the airport that he had him on. What's it called? The hovercraft that the
Yeah,
big giant.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
How many people on that were actually Skrulls?
That's a really good question.
Was it Carson? Is that his name? Carson?
Yeah. That's a really really good question. How many people were
Was Carson
Skrulls?
was Carson a Skrull? No, because he was actually in Marvel.
Unreal. Unreal. And now I'm sitting around asking myself, like, when you assembled, when you put together this team, was it you? Did you do this? Did you do this legwork to bring together the Avengers? Or
Well,
was it your Skrulls?
well, here's my question: was it in Avengers or was it in um, Age of Ultron, where Nick Fury's standing before that council? They're all shadowed up on the big screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, "I'm Nick Fury," and he walks away. I'm going to do it anyway. It was in Avengers
Yeah.
when he's like, "I'm going to." We never saw where that went.
Nope.
Like, we don't know who that is. Is that his secret Skrull team that he's been talking to?
The way that I took that scene was he was just talking to his higher ups, and he just disobeyed orders because he was Nick Fury and he could. Like, that was the way that I took that entire thing, which I was okay with, regardless of whether or not they're Skrulls. I don't know. The whole thing about and in that scene, it was awesome because he's Nick Fury. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's not a whole lot. There's really not a whole lot I have to say. There's really not a whole lot I have to say about this, because you're right. We the audience have been betrayed. That's my feelings right now with everything that's happening with Fury throughout these first 3 episodes. I highly doubt it's gonna get any better than this. I'm here for the ride, though. I will watch this ship crash and burn. Right now, I kind of think it deserves to. Thank God Sony kept the IP of Spider-Man. That way you don't rope in that whole thing with the mess that the MCU seems to be in right now. And big if this shadowy figure that we saw in the first episodes turns out to be either Doom or Reed Richards, I will never forgive the MCU for introducing either one of those characters in this dumpster fire of a show.
Well, they introduced Quicksilver in WandaVision. Oh wait, no, they did. That was Ralph.
That was Ralph. That was Ralph. But yeah.
I'm totally turned. What is their thought process? Like, what's going through their mind though when they're making the? Are they going? This is a fantastic piece of work. I can't wait.
I think it's a cash cow.
That's it.
I think it's a cash cow. They are cashing in on the success of the Infinity Saga, and they're just running with that, reusing the same characters over and over and over again instead of introducing new ones. That's the whole thing. At least
when you did Hawkeye with the TV show, I enjoyed that TV show.
So did I.
But it was him bringing in the next
a new character,
which we haven't seen since.
Nope. No.
Let's introduce Matthew Murdock, and then let's bring Daredevil in and She-Hulk, which I looked up. Oh my gosh, what an insult! If I was Netflix, I'd be like, what did you do to our characters?
What did you do to this character?
I'm sorry, that was Netflix when they did Daredevil, when they did was it Luke Cage? When they did Punisher and they did Jessica Jessica Jones.
I know he taught
And
Jessica Jones.
then Defenders. When they did those 5 series, they nailed it.
They killed it.
They killed it.
It was fantastic. I am so scared for Daredevil now.
They better not do
I'm
a Daredevil.
terrified.
When they bring in Blade, I'm scared when they bring in Blade.
Yeah. That's yeah.
I'm sorry, because Blade 1 was a fantastic movie.
It's at this point I would consider the first Blade movie a classic.
Oh,
that movie is a classic. I don't know what they're gonna do with
Wesley Snipes. How do you?
Yeah,
you can't beat Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes was born to play that character. It was phenomenal. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I have no idea. I'm scared for a couple of characters. Blade being one of them. Probably at the top of the list is probably gonna be Matt Murdock. I don't know. I don't wanna see it. I don't want to see it.
Nope.
And especially like because it's Disney, I would have to go back and listen to what I said, but I'm gonna guess somewhere along the lines I said something like because it's Disney, I kind of have a feeling like they're gonna dumb down Kingpin, or
if we ever see him again.
If we ever see him again. I'm sure we will. I'm sure it'll happen. I'm just saying, like, because it's Disney,
right,
and they focus more on, like, the non-offensive, family-friendly side of things, I don't think we're going to get the same Kingpin that we got on Netflix. I think it's going to be something completely different.
Yeah.
And I'm really scared about that right now. I don't know. If they can, in 3 episodes, if it only took Disney 3 episodes to completely undo everything that was Nick Fury, I don't want to know what is happening next. This, yeah.
It's sad. So I want to change pages for a moment.
Okay.
You know who Jim Caviezel is, right?
Jim Caviezel. No. I don't.
He was the homeless guy in Pay It Forward. He was the Count of Monte Cristo in The Count of Monte Cristo. He played in Persons of Interest. He played Jesus in The Passion of Christ.
I know. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes.
So they made a movie 5 years ago that just released in theaters now called Sound of Freedom.
Okay.
This movie is it is such a good movie, but it's all about trafficking and what's going on in the world today around trafficking. It is the most intense film I have watched in a long time. And here's the crazy part is no one is doing reviews on it.
So the synopsis on IMDb reads as the incredibly true story of a former government agent turned vigilante who embarks on a dangerous mission to rescue hundreds of children from sex trafficking.
Ben Ballard. He actually comes in and actually tells at the end. You see his. It's a true story.
Mm-hmm.
It is incredible. It is. I would encourage you to go to the theaters and watch it. It is incredible.
Okay.
I would do a review on this movie. It is that good. It's super hard to watch.
Okay.
But it's worth it in my mind.
Okay.
It really opens your eyes because basically what it is. Do you care if I tell you a little bit about it? Because it's a true story. You can probably read up on it.
Go for it.
So basically what it is he is a Homeland Security guy. And for 12 years, he's arresting pedophiles.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you the trailer, basically. He's arrested 200 and something pedophiles over the course of 12 years. And then one of the guys that he arrests, or one of the guys he's working with says, this isn't enough. He asked him, how many kids have you saved? And he started thinking about it. Well, he goes and he saves one kid. He figured out how to save one kid. And then the rest of the movie is him going on this mission for a while, and he ends up saving a bunch of kids.
Okay.
And he gets funded by some millionaire, and it's a fantastic story. Fantastic story. I left the theater and I was like, "Ooh, It was well done. It was well filmed. It was well produced. It was
Wow.
well everything.
This sounds
So I would
wild.
definitely.
Sounds of freedom based on the incredible true story shines a light on even the darkest of places. After rescuing a young boy from a ruthless child trafficker, a federal agent learns the boy's sister is still captive and decides to embark on a dangerous mission to save her. With time running out, he quits his job and journeys deep into the Colombian jungle, putting his life on the line to free her from a fate worse than death. This sounds wild.
Well, it's not graphic at all.
No, I didn't think that it was based on some of the things that I'm reading. It's a PG-13 film, so how,
Right.
you know,
But when you watch it though, you were like, oh, like
yeah,
it's heavy. It's heavy.
yeah.
It's a fantastic film. I would
I will,
encourage.
I,
I would
yeah,
I would say
I
watch
will
it
check this out. I will absolutely check this out. Yeah.
because I would even do because they're saying that no one's this film was filmed. This movie was filmed 5 years ago. At the end of the film, Jim Caviezel gives a special message, and he says that this film was filmed 5 years ago, and the higher ups in Hollywood and the elites have been trying to make it so it can't see the light of day because
Wow.
America is actually one of the number one culprits in this, which is scary to think about. The whole Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah.
craziness. But
Yeah.
he shines a light. His goal was to have just 200,000 people see this movie. It outsold Indiana Jones on 4th of July weekend.
That's wow. Wow. Okay. That's pretty
It
good.
was and you don't see trailers for it anywhere. It was all done by word of mouth. This
That's
movie will
crazy.
throw you for a ride. So I would say, hey, watch it. I will definitely because even if something that with black and white reviews, if we can have a review, standing against this whole thing and getting our name out there, even standing against stuff like this, it'll help us. And I would love to just share with people and say, hey, we're all for the what people like him are doing and trying to prevent these things from happening.
Absolutely. No,
Because
I'll definitely check this out.
and
I'll
politically,
definitely
I
check
don't
this
care
out.
what side of the aisle anyone's sitting on. Middle, right, left, it doesn't matter. If it takes a pretty twisted person to say, hey, this stuff is like I'm on board with this, when really it's like the most twisted thing that you can ever do. And it's sad. You walk away like it ends in a good thing, but you walk away like, ugh. So
Yeah.
I would definitely say, let's do it. Let me know when you watched it, and we'll
Definitely.
talk
Yeah,
about it.
definitely. I'll get back to you on this one. Yeah, absolutely. We can throw this on the docket.
Yeah,
We can
I'll
definitely
get.
throw this one on the
We'll
docket.
have Lee
Yes.
watch it as well too. But I'll be telling you that movie will be 10 times more interesting to talk about than this lump of whatever you want to call this secret invasion. There,
We could move to Idaho and have a more interesting conversation about potatoes than talking about this movie.
we could review all of Bob Ross's TV shows when he was painting
Sure.
Happy Little Trees,
Yeah.
and it would be more exciting than this TV
Yes.
show.
Yes. We will start a new podcast series called Happy Accidents. It will be fantastic. Way more interesting than this. Did you see the way he used that brush? It was fantastic.
When he stroked it to the left and to the right, and it was, oh my gosh. Let's watch it in slow motion.
The tree looks real. I can't believe it. Yes.
I can't.
Yes.
This TV show is hot junk. It's hot garbage.
It is.
They have dropped the ball big time between this and Boba Fett. They have.
This is hard.
This is
really hard.
Horrible.
I don't know. But you know what? It's only 3 episodes left, and I'm here for it.
So are we going? So typically, we usually do the full. Once we do a season or a series, we'll do. I hope this is a 1 season thing. If this is more than 1 season, there's a problem. But if this is a series, we usually do like a recap at the very end.
We're not doing one for this. I don't think it's necessary.
I might do one and just do it real quickly and post it on Facebook and just say, here's the season recap of Secret Invasion. It was horrible. The end.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Nick Fury drank. Nick Fury sat down. He drank some more. There were a million Skrulls on Earth.
The end.
That's it. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm done.
The end.
I'm done.
I can't believe we've gone this long on this TV show. But I'm great. I'm good to go. So have a great one, guys.
Goodbye, everybody.